What's going on, motherfuckers? My name is Top Gun Volleyball Scene Actual, and I will be kicking a motivated class on the creation of crop tops. Today we're going to be working with two different styles. One is that of a standard t-shirt with a decal on the front, and that of a skivvy shirt which you can and will wear in uniform. There's a few different techniques you can use when you're creating these skivvy shirts. The way that I'm most proficient with is you set your desired shirt flat on the ground, fold out, make sure there's no wrinkles in the front or the back. You just take yourself a pair of scissors and you just fucking swing. Now, there's a few other ways to do it, being hanging it up from a coat hanger and going about it the same way. You use a knife to do this. Personally, I'm just going to do whatever I do, and you're going to fucking watch. So, an important metric to utilize when you're beginning the construction of your crop top is putting on the shirt and figuring out where exactly you plan to cut. See, I had originally planned to cut under where it says Japanistan right here, but that leaves me with this much space, and I'm just not comfortable with that low level of height. So we're gonna go ahead and do the ballsy move and cut right above the Japanistan, but still leave this little extra space for the decal. So much like our fifth weapon safety rule, we must know our target and what lies beyond it. If I were to cut on that floor, it'd leave a bunch of nasty ass scrapes, and I'd have a big old fucking line across my floor that I'd have to explain to someone later. Now, this floor, I don't even know what it is, but it doesn't really cut. So I'm gonna cut on this floor instead. Keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. So I've got my tools ready to cut. Ideally, I would use a pair of scissors because I feel like that works best, but I don't have a pair of scissors because I'm in Australia and I'm basically in a prison cell because a pandemic has happened. So I'm gonna throw on some time lapse, and we're just gonna get right fucking to it.
'Cause I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Till you put me down, oh, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a crop top. If your command is anything like mine and you go to the field, you're not wearing a skivvy shirt, they might look at you and say, "Hey killer, you think you're high speed? What are you gonna do? You're gonna cuff your sleeves?" To which you may respond, "No, insert Stathano. Your boy is just hot because he lives in 29 Palms." So to avoid this whole dilemma, what is a good Marine to do? He is to make a fucking crop top out of his skivvy shirt, and no one will be the fucking wiser. I hate this place. Cannot stress this enough. A life-saving factor to consider when you're making these skivvy shirt crop tops is you must at all times have constant nipple awareness. Know where your nipples are, and if you raise your arms above your head, how high the shirt will go, and where you need to cut to. Even if you raise your arms over your head, your nipples are still covered. Because when you're wearing a fucking flak, you want your nipples covered. There's much unwanted friction in that department. I cannot stress that enough. Same thing with your sleeves. You want to cut the sleeves off, that's cool too, but leave this part, okay? For the love of God, leave this part. Don't cut over here because that's gonna roll the fuck up. Cut it way the fuck down here, below the seam. Okay. Now that's out of the way, we're gonna get to fucking cutting. This has been your motivated period of instruction on the creation of crop tops. As you can see, if I lift my arms, my nipples do not show. I have full nipple awareness and nipple protection. fill out your earths and pass them to the front. As I've stated previously, if you want to go ahead and cut the shoulders off your crop top, by all means. Personally, I like to do that. It makes my arms feel better. But when you cut them, take your blade or your scissors, what have you. See the seam right here? You're going to cut below it. These shirts have a tendency to just curl up whenever you cut them. So if you cut them after the seam, they're going to curl up over here, get all bunched up, get in the way of your flak, or your pack, whatever you happen to be carrying. If you cut them below the seam, they don't really have too much further to curl up. I hate all of you. This has been your Motivated class in the creation of crop tops. If you have nothing for me, I have nothing for you. Now, what do we say on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Drill instructors, drill instructors, drill instructors!